What if I told you that one of the most iconic supercars in history, the McLaren F1, shares parts with a bus? Yep. Today, we're diving into some of the wildest parts sharing stories in the car world that'll blow your mind. So let's get started. Number 7. McLaren F1.
Een pikkelhard gevecht tussen Steve Samper en Yannick Dalmas.
The McLaren F1, a car that shattered records and now sells for over $20 million, uses taillights from a Bova Futura bus. Surprised? Wait for it. It also uses the same exact mirror from the VW Corrado. In addition to some gears and the reasons why they did that are to save back in the era, speed up development, ensure reliability, and focus resources on key performance areas like the engine and aerodynamics. This approach allowed them to create the iconic F1 without unnecessary delays or expenses. Number 6. Pagani Zonda. Imagine sitting in a car worth millions of dollars, surrounded by luxurious materials like carbon fiber, titanium, and hand-stitched leather. Everything screams exclusivity, except for tiny details, like using the same light and wiper indicator from the '95 Fiat Punto. Also, the climate controllers with the Rover 45. And as the F1, Zonda shares the same taillights with a bus too. Also, there are rumors about the first generation sharing the side mirrors with '90s Golf model, with modifications of course, and again to save cost and enhance performance. Number 5. Lamborghini Murcielago. The Lamborghini Murcielago, this was the dream car plastered on every kid's bedroom wall. You hear me, you f***ing disabled ugly b****. Everyone fell in love with this car, but did you know it shares the same mirror structure with the second and third generation Seat Ibiza? Also the same window switches from the Audi A4, and the climate control from Rover 45. And finally, the side indicators from Ford Focus Mark I. And actually, that's quite surprising, and that's because it was under VW Group. But anyways, listen to this. Number 4. Lotus Esprit. Lotus Esprit is a true icon British sport car. With its sleek, beautiful design, you'd think every part of it was custom engineered. But take a closer look at the taillights. Notice anything? These taillights were taken straight from Toyota Corolla A86, but it doesn't stop there. Fun fact, the early version of the Esprit also shared the taillights too, but with the Rover SD1. Worth mentioning though, the early models shared the door handles with Morris Marina and Austin Allegro, while the newer versions shared them with the Opel Calibra. Last but not least, the side mirrors from the Citroën CX. In addition to some stuff like the headlights motor from the Pontiac Fiero, Lotus focused on performance and handling, not wasting money on designing parts they could source elsewhere, which led to the Esprit we know today. Number 3. Jaguar XJ220. The Jaguar XJ220, a '90s supercar that defied expectations. Once the fastest car in the world at 217 miles per hour. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have budget parts. Well, starting with the tail lights from the Rover 200 and the side mirrors from the Citroën CX. In addition to some gears and switches in the interior from other cars like Ford and Rover. Back in the era, Jaguar used Ford and Austin parts in the XJ220 to cut costs and boost efficiency, even though they didn't give us the V12, but the V6 is still great. Number 2. Lamborghini Diablo. The Lamborghini Diablo, one of the most iconic supercars of the '90s, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have cheap parts. For example, the front headlights on the later Diablo models took straight out of the Nissan 300ZX. The only difference is that Lamborghini put a small carbon fiber lip on the headlights to hide the Nissan badge. And again, the climate controls. Can you guess it? Right, the Rover 45 again, and again with the taillights. From the Bova Futura bus. And despite all of that, it's very unnoticeable stuff, because it's unbelievable something like that does exist. Number 1. Tomaso Pantera. The Tomaso Pantera is an iconic, underrated, forgotten piece of art that nobody talks about, with its beautiful V8 sound that you can't resist. But, did you know it's Ford's 5.8 liters V8 engine that you can find in some cars like Ford Mustang and Ford Torino? Speaking of Ford, the Tomaso did also share some of the rocker switches from cars like Ford Escort Mark I and Cortina Mark II. Last but not least, the taillights from Alfa Romeo 1750 Berlina, and with other versions of the Pantera from Alfa Romeo 2000 Berlina. And that to save money and enhance reliability and maintenance, because of the lack of the infrastructure to produce everything themselves. And yeah, that was our list for today. Here's some honorable mentions. See if you knew them. Lamborghini Countach and Alfa Romeo Alfetta, Celine S7 and Bova Futura bus, Nobel M400 and Rover 200, Aston Martin DB7 and Mazda 323F. That was our video for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and if I got something wrong or forgot something, please tell me in the comments. All the clips link will be in the description. And see you in the next one.